Hello Redeemer Kids team, welcome to another kids training video. What I have for you today is our classroom schedule. Now I know that this can look really overwhelming, there's a lot going on here, but I just wanted to hit on some of these ideas, especially for our new volunteers, to get a good picture of what actually being in the classroom, the timeline looks like. We always have these printed in the office, so if you ever want a new one, you can grab one down here in the basement of Luther, or we can run over it with you as staff or your service assistants. If you need anything, as always, let us know. So our Luther Hall Sunday schedule, again, this is, or I didn't say it yet, this is specific to Luther Hall. So for Luther, our kids go through pre-check in the foyer, and then they go actually attend the adult worship service through worship. And then right before offering, they are dismissed down to the basement, or down to the foyer in the sanctuary, where they meet up with you, their teachers and helpers, and then you move into your classroom. And from here, this is where this is going to come into play. So each classroom is listed on here. And so you each have your own section of time, and it is timed out. Now I want you to know that the time on here is not meant to be a rigid structure where you have to follow this to a T. This is meant to help you, to aid just as you, if you need help getting into a rhythm in your classroom, this is a guide for you, not a hard, strict line for you have to run your classroom like this. But I thought it would be helpful to at least cover it. So most of the time, here's what's going to happen in the classrooms. Once your kids arrive back into class after attending worship, once you get into the actual classroom, you are going to make sure that you have taken attendance. You should have done that in the foyer, but just make sure every kid is accounted for on your clipboard. And then you're going to move on to teaching the actual lesson. This looks different in every class depending on which grade you're with. So pre-K and K, they're normally sitting on the carpet. Our middle grade kids, sometimes are on the carpet, sometimes on chairs. And then our 4th and 5th graders are sitting at tables. So you're gonna actually teach and go through the lesson content and then show the Bible story video. Again, you can mix that up in any order that you want or that works best for you and your teaching style, but you're gonna do the actual lesson content as soon as you get into class. Then you can transition to the tables where you can do your activity sheets or any crafts, if you have crafts or any other extra, even games, I think, so you don't have to go to the table for games. Just if you have anything else that's going to like bolster the lesson content, that's what you're gonna do after the lesson. And then you can also do water if needed. Some of the kids drink a lot of water every week. Sometimes they never need water, so that would be the time to do that as well. Then you're gonna throw away trash and tidy your tables. And then after that, you can do any other lesson related content that you might have prepped. Maybe you have a group game. I know I said that earlier. You can put that in either section. This would be a great space to get kids back on the carpet or back refocused and do the missions moment video or the questions from kids video. This is also the time that works out well to do the memory verse. Some teachers do go over the memory verse and big picture question in conjunction with the lesson content, but you can also break them up if you want to. This could be a great time to review the memory verse, review big picture question. You could even do it in both times if you wanted to. And then you're gonna pray together. And then from there, you're gonna spend the last however many minutes just doing free play, which the kids, they will keep you on top of that. They know how to free play. And then parent pickup. If you need a refresher, make sure please you check the parent name tag. There was a whole security video on it right here if you wanna rewatch it. Check the parent's security code to the child's security code. Remove their name tag before they're dismissed from class. And then at the end of your class, if you could just do a quick tidy. If you're on the 8:30, tidying your classroom is enough. If you run the 10:30, if you could do a little bit deeper clean for us, that would be super helpful. That's gonna be making sure the walkie-talkies are turned off and on their chargers, make sure the clipboards are put away, wipe down the tables with disinfectant spray or wipes. Then you're gonna stack the chairs on top of the tables And the last thing is just empty out the water pitchers and leave them in the classrooms to air dry. And then you are free to go as Redeemer Kids volunteers. So hopefully that was helpful. Maybe could give you an example of what a typical Sunday in the classroom actually looks like. Again, this is not a rigid structure. You have the freedom. To move this around a little bit if you want. But if everybody follows this loosely, then we kind of have a similar structure happening every Sunday. So it's a guide for you, but not a requirement. So hopefully that's helpful. As always, if you have any questions, need any help, please reach out. We would love to help you in any way that we can. Thank you. We'll see you on Sunday.